Thank you
For what, Shumai?
for wanting to be here with me.
Peaceful. Well, somewhat peaceful is what I felt lying asleep next to Shuichi. When the way his breathing was slow, and the way he created a warm atmosphere around me, gave me this tingly feeling inside. The one that made me want to start uncontrollably giggling, or just start fawning over all the little things he does. Wait, oh my Auta. I sound like a high school girl who is obsessed with a crush. The typical one in manga that is always blushing and fantasizing about someone. Is that me? I mean, I will admit that I do like him. I like him a lot, to put it in more accurate terms. But that doesn't mean I'm going to become a possessive, clingy, obsessive high school girl over him. I want him to be able to respect me as I respect him. Because if this relationship has a good foundation, that will help bring it into a better state in the future. When me and Shuichi... I'm getting off track. A, I'm not tired. B, I'm not going to be able to sleep any longer than I already have, regardless of the fact that Shuichi is so cuddly and cute right now. C, I want to let my brain function. I can't just sit and be unentertained. I need to do something. With that, I slowly made my way off the bed, taking note of the small disapproving noise Shuichi made, as well as the fact that this didn't wake him up, which is good because I would feel so guilty if I, a person who is a workaholic in the later hours of the day because of my insomnia, made Shuichi, a person who is more productive if he gets the sleep he needs, lose his sleep. Shaking my head and refocusing on getting my body completely off of his bed, after finishing my first task, I made sure to leave my scarf where I was so he had something to hold on to. Seeing as right as I placed it where I was moments ago, Shuichi grabbed it and pulled it closer to him, holding it as if it was me. Feeling embarrassed about the ping of jealousy that went through my body, I went over to Shuichi's dresser drawers. I was looking for something I could write on and something I can write with. I need to make some sort of puzzle for my brain to solve, or a challenge or something. You know, the typical thing to do at 3 a.m. Well, more specifically, the typical thing for me to do at 3 in the morning. I finally found a drawer with 3 notebooks in it. They were all a plain gray color with black binding. It was almost relieving finding them. I took one out, and it was completely blank. I was a bit confused about this. I would have expected my beloved Shumai to have some sort of dorky, poetic, or even detective thing that he was obsessed with writing out. Guess I was wrong. I briefly looked over the notebooks again and investigated the drawers to make sure there wasn't any sort of fake bottom. To my own demise, I was met with nothing. Are you serious? Not even one interesting secret? I sighed softly as my tone was almost silent. When I'm awake at night, I say words, but sometimes they are not accompanied with a sound. It can be seen as weird, but I see it as convenient, because it makes my nightly routine almost silent. And in the end, that makes me the winner, because no one will know that I'm awake. I soon found a pen on the desk area above the drawers. I smiled to myself and took it. Ah, yes, I found the last tool to make my final plan to dominate the world. I laughed to myself and laid on my stomach on the carpet. Using the pen and notebook, I wrote out some lines stating, "This is dangerous to read. Do not look, please, Kokichi Oma, because this is completely and totally boring." I laughed again under my breath before drawing a little chibi version of myself, making my classic creepy face. I still find it so entertaining that this facial expression can still scare the shit out of Shuichi. Absolutely adorable. Shuichi is so odd to me. I feel like in some ways he is easier to read, but then in other moments he is a closed book with a lock over the front. A digital lock for that matter, one that I can't pick. That just makes me infuriated. I hate not being able to do something, or even not being able to understand something. I want to know, and I want to win in the sense of being one step in front of everyone else. It's almost addicting. Putting all the extra work in to make sure that I am ahead and that I understand things on another level is my own personal addiction, or my own personal hell. I do like making things more difficult for myself. It makes it all the more entertaining.
Koki...
I heard a voice call out. I almost freaked out, but quickly put together that it was Shuichi.
Yes, my beloved Shumai who I adore so much?
I asked, making sure I said it quickly, just to confuse him.
I didn't understand a word.
He whispered, moving closer to me. I was on the floor lying on my stomach with the notebook of random things and small comics on it. He moved so he was next to me, but he positioned his chest on my back and wrapped his arms around my shoulders. He hummed with the same hum he would make when he was deep in thought.
So, Shumai, what are you doing out of bed getting so close to me?
I asked in a teasing tone. Shuichi slowly moves to put his head on my shoulder, tilting it so I could see his face as he smiled tiredly.
I want to be close to you all the time.
He whispered in almost a husky voice. I know he didn't mean to do that intentionally, but my face heats up fast. So fast I wasn't even sure if I was blushing or if I was just warm because of Shuichi's warmth.
Close to me, huh?
I asked. My voice made an embarrassing crack. I blushed even more and furrowed my brow, moving my hand in front of my face, covering my eyes, while I recovered the direct hit to my confidence. I mean, in all honesty, knowing that Shuichi, an attractive male who I have certain feelings for, is tired, clingy, cuddly, warm, painfully attractive, and immune to my flirting and teasing, I can't handle this. I have no weapons to put the embarrassment back on him. I need to think of something.
I'm kind of tired, but seeing that you're awake makes me want to stay awake with you.
He smiled softly, leaning closer to rest his face against my own. I felt even more embarrassed. I wanted to just bolt to the bathroom to calm the fuck down, so I stopped being such a damn mess. By the way he was acting was so endearing, it made me feel like that would be abandoning him. And I do not abandon the people I care about. But I do everything in my power to be able to support them, even if it's hard to tell because of the teasing and pranks I pull on them, and others.
Well, you don't have to do that, my beloved. But if you are offering, then I can show you my plan for world domination.
I whispered the last part in his ear, before gently moving my lips to gently brush against his cheek.
But I want to because you're nice to be around, even if you are a bit much.
He laughed a bit, letting his eyes close for a moment before moving to look back at me.
So, I would like to see your plan for world domination. Sure, it's probably not a legit plan, but with you I can't be sure.
Putting his hand to his chin, he let out a sigh.
Here it is, all in this notebook.
I was cut off by Shuichi picking me up after moving away from me on the floor.
Shuichi?